All right. So D4 is about antacids. CJ already explained, CJ in his report explained how we have different antacids, right? So just to review, our antacids are either aluminum hydroxides, carbonates, or hydrogen carbonates. So these antacids, they neutralize the stomach's acidity. So in other words, the stomach is so acidic, so you take antacids or antacids. And we normally take it with anti-foaming agents or alginates. Okay. Now the second way we take medication for hyperacidity is when we target the molecular level. So, in other words, um, in the first method of taking antacids, the stomach is already acidic. So, you take antacids. Now, the second method is you prevent the stomach from becoming too acidic. So, you prevent the production of acids of the stomach. You get it? So, the first one is the stomach already produced acid, a lot of acid. So, you take antacids, alginates, and anti foaming agents. The second method is you prevent the stomach from producing too much acid, okay, at the cellular level. So there are two groups of drugs that you need to know. Well, first of all, this is your stomach. So if you get a section of the muscular wall of the stomach, it will look something like this. Okay, so this is the inside of the stomach. This is the wall of your stomach. Now, if we take one cell right here, so this is one small cell, and we zoom it in, so we're looking at this cell of the lining of your stomach. Now, there are two groups of drugs that we need to know. The first are your H2 blockers. So, what are H2 blockers? So, this is the cell of your stomach. In this side of the cell of your stomach, we have your histamine receptors. Histamine normally binds to these receptors, okay, to activate this channel, which increases the concentration of chloride inside your cell. And because of that concentration gradient, chloride is released into the lumen of your stomach, therefore establishing a concentration gradient, and then the proton will follow. So because chloride is released, proton follows. Then you have the formation of your hydrochloric acid. Now for your H2 blockers, the medicine blocks the receptor here so that histamine won't be able to bind. If histamine doesn't bind, this will not happen. There's no production of HCl. Okay. Now the second group of your medicine are called your proton pump inhibitors. So usually here in the inner lining of your stomach cell, you find this hydrogen potassium ATPase pump. This pump pumps potassium in and pumps hydrogen out. So we call this a proton pump. It keeps pumping protons here in the lumen. Now, your second group of drugs will bind to this pump to inhibit the pumping of protons. Okay? So that's why you call it a proton pump inhibitor. All right? So we have your H2 blockers and your proton pump inhibitors. So your H2 blockers, the most popular medicine for that is Zantac or ranitidine. It usually gives short-term relief for their stomach ache, and so you normally have to give it more frequently. So they say about 2 to 4 times a day. Now your proton pump inhibitors, we have your sorry, okay, omeprazole and esomeprazole. So these are more potent. They give long-term relief for stomach acidity. So this is much stronger than your ranitidine. And just a little bit of organic chemistry that you need to know. Excuse my dogs. Okay. Um, so this is the structure of your esomeprazole. Okay. Your omeprazole comes in a racemic mixture. I think the HL will know this, but let me explain what a racemic mixture is. Racemic mixture is, so you have this molecule, so this is esomeprazole, and you have a mirror image of this molecule. So imagine this is a mirror. So the other molecular structure looks like this. It's a stereoisomer. So your esomeprazole is just this drug. Your omeprazole is esomeprazole plus its mirror image. So there's two types of molecules inside your omeprazole medicine. All right? So let's just review that. At the cellular level, you can do two things. You can take Zantac, ranitidine. Okay, ranitidine blocks this histamine receptor, so you don't produce chloride, therefore you don't produce HCl. And then your proton pump inhibitors, your omeprazole and esomeprazole, prevents this pump, so it doesn't pump protons into the lumen or the empty cavity of your stomach. All right, thank you.